Hello everyone, and welcome to a Monk 6.0.3 guide. For level 90s, for level 90 monks has not really changed at all. One thing that has changed that everyone has been freaking out about is Surging Mist. Now, Surging Mist is absolutely wonderful if you're trying to heal your allies, but when you're just getting shat on by melee, or if people are just sitting on you and you can't get away, a 6k heal that can make you go out of energy really quickly does not cut it. Like, I have 70k health. that's not much. Unless I get a crit, it really isn't that great. On the plus side though, we're hitting like a truck. So that's a plus. So first, let's go over our talents. And we're gonna run for lower 15 talents. We're gonna run Tiger's Last. That one's pretty obvious. Us Windwalker have pretty much only used that unless you're PvEing, and in that case, you might want to take Momentum or Clarity. But even for PvEers, you don't really. I don't see it. Like, no one in my guild is really doing it. And then for our level 30 talents, we're gonna run Chi Wave. Now, Zen Sphere is weak, but it has a low cooldown, so maybe for Mistweavers. I used to sometimes use that on my Mistweaver spec. I don't use Mistweaver right now because it's the most worthless spec out of everything. Even Brewmaster, which is probably the second worst right now, has something going. Like, it can at least kinda hit a little bit hard. Mistweavers are very squishy, lost all mobility, and have no instance. So, and then Chi Burst for Windwalker, since it's the Windwalker guide, went a little bit off track with Zen Sphere. Chi Burst now tickles your enemies, doesn't heal much, and deals like 4k damage. It really hits as hard as the tooltip says. Doesn't really do what Chi Wave does. Doesn't really just bounce back and forth. It's like Chi Wave is perfect for your burst right now, because if you can line up Chi Wave and then Rushing Jade Wind with your burst macros, and then have a full stack up and you're fisting, then you'll do so much damage. Now for level 45 talents, things can change for level 100s. Specifically with Ascension and Chi Brew, they were gonna nerf Ascension. They reverted it, so now it's still a viable option. At level 100, you get another Chi, so that's just passive. So if you add Ascension on there, you can get 6 Chi. And then you'll get your energy regen, which is nice if you're running Chi Explosion or something, or if you're just going for fast hits. But I personally still prefer Chi Brew on all levels, just because you can get a lot of burst right off the bat, specifically at level 90. Level 100, you can actually use Ascension, specifically with Chi Explosion, because it gets you freaking Tiger's Eyebrew light speed. So, which is nice because your mastery, if you just use 3 Chi in general, you already get you have a chance to get 2 Tiger's Eye, and then it also works with the Chi Explosion 3 Chi ability, which generates you Tiger's Eye Brew. So you can get 4 at a time, which is nice. But I still prefer Chi Brew. I've been using for a while, and it works with healing elixirs very well. You don't have to pop any random brews to get some healing. And then at level 60 talents, we have Ring of Peace, Charging Oxwave, and Leg Sweep. Every single one of them is very viable. Charging Oxwave, I see healers use mainly, just because you don't want to have to run in there and Leg Sweep. And then Ring of Peace, I mean, you could use this as a Windwalker too, because it's a ranged stun. And then, so we're gonna move on to Ring of Peace, and Ring of Peace is worthless now. Incapacitates your enemies, but not really worth it. Like, it used to be an actual thing that I would use a lot versus RMP and RMD before I made my first video on 5.4.8. But right now I just use Leg Sweep. It is really nice unless you're running with like a rogue, a warrior, something like that. If you don't have an actual teammate in Skype, then it's really hard because people just stun willy-nilly. They don't really set up anything. Maybe if you queue into like a good person, then they'll kind of build off of you. But otherwise, I'd just run Leg Sweep. Probably wouldn't run Ring of Peace because it no longer blanket/disarms. And you can run Charging Oxwave. Maybe for mages? If they just like YOLO blink and you can't touch them, Charging Oxwave, you can just shoot it. Or if you're just trying to get some CC on the healer and you can aim it, that'd be, there you go. You can range stun some CC. And then for level 75 talents, these are all pretty viable too. Dampen Harm is more of a PvE tanky kind of a thing, but against mages I can see where it would be viable. But I probably wouldn't use it. I haven't really tested it. I have never ran with it before. So, I mean, against a mage maybe, because Ice Nova hits you for 40% of your health. And they get 2 of them. So, but at the same time you can take Diffuse Magic and just instantly Trank. Like, it's pretty easy. So, Healing Elixirs though, Healing Elixirs is still decent. And wasn't really touched. Run that against melee, but any caster right now, it doesn't matter what kind of caster, you're going to run Diffuse Magic. Specifically against mages. Mages with Ice Nova do not use Nimble Brew. Mages right now are essentially our hard counter. There's really not much of a way to beat them unless they just go over aggressive. And you can force a block. Like, if you're using a Transcendence a lot, then and they blink in to try to kill you and you can get a full stun, you can force a block really fast. But otherwise you're gonna run Diffuse Magic or Healing Elixirs. Diffuse Magic against mages, instantly pop your Trank and pop Diffuse. If they get you into Ice Nova, you're dead. If you don't have a Trank and they get you into Ice Novas, you lose. There's no chance. And you really want to avoid using your Nimble against a mage right now, just because their teammate can really lock you down. So unless you're fighting like Pally Mage, try not to Nimble. So moving down to level 90 in talents right now, you have Rushing Jade Wind, Invoke Zune, and Chi Torpedo. Chi Torpedo is still a healer ability. You can run it if you don't think these are really viable, but Rushing Jade Wind is still probably the way to go, just because Zune hits really hard, but he'll break literally every CC. Your own, other people's. So if you have to run away or something like that, you don't want to have Zune just jumping everywhere, breaking everything. And then maybe if you're running with like someone who can CC instead of you, I can see where Zune would just be the way to go. But otherwise, Rushing Jade Wind is not on a cooldown. I mean, it is on a cooldown, but it lasts for the cooldown, so it doesn't really have a cooldown. And it's really nice against people who can stealth, which is almost everyone in the game, it seems. So, that's nice. For our rotation, specifically our burst rotation has not changed, but right now, with the way everything is going, you do not want to use Tiger's Palm, just because it's a waste of global. With the way everything's going right now, unless you're in Skype with a person, in 3v3 skirmishes it's a lot different. But in 2v2s, skip Tiger's Palm is not worth the global, because you can very well one-shot someone, and being how squishy you are, unless you're running with a healer, it's not really worth it. We can get very easily one-shot. People can burst through Karma right now, because it's only 50% of your health. Sometimes, against, like, people who are actually bursting into Karma, they'll force my wall while I'm Karmaing, just so then they don't break it as easy, because it'll reduce the damage and increase your health. So that's a trick that if you're ever just getting shat on by someone, do that. So our counter classes right now are probably Pally, DK, and I'd say Mage and a Disc Priest. Disc Priest is horrible for you to fight, just because if you do not have a teammate that's a DK, a Shaman, or maybe a Hunter. Hunters right now are really struggling with getting trank shots off, like getting rid of things. Specifically Disc Bubble, because it's so spammable right now. There's not really cooldown at all on it. And absorbs for like 3/4 of someone's health. I'm really gonna struggle with it. Like, there's no chance you're winning against a Disc Priest unless you can build up a hard swap and somehow you're not dead. Which, if you're running like Ret Windwalker, if the Ret isn't brain dead, then you should be okay. You can definitely beat any comp. Earlier I went like 58-0 with a Ret just because he wasn't brain dead and he knew what he was doing. So that's a thing now. For stat priorities right now, there's no more reforges, and that's kind of a struggle for us Windwalkers, considering last season we stacked into one thing. Everything that we didn't have crit was haste. Right now what I'm seeing is what you want to do is put at least 20% haste. You have a actual buff that increases your crit, and because of the jab 5 energy, which normally you wouldn't notice, but in WoD beta right now it's very noticeable with the setup I run, because I'm running Chi Explosion. So I'm wanting to have at least 20% haste, which you'll gem into, and I'd say at least crit at 30%. You have a crit buff, so if you keep it at 30%, you can at least have it at a 35% crit. Otherwise, you can just keep doing into haste. Seeing how as crit was actually nerfed from double damage to 1.5, so like you wouldn't just shit on people when you're doing your burst. So yeah, at least keep 20% haste, and at least keep 30% crit. What I like to do is lean more into haste. I haven't really gemmed because it's a waste of money right now, but yeah, at least keep 20% haste at all times. So now I'm gonna do a skirmish, and we'll see how this goes. I'm kind of hoping we queue into a mage just so I can show you what you have to do, like what you're gonna want to do against a mage, because I assume a lot of you are probably bitching that mages are just shitting on you. Like, there's no chance you're gonna actually live. What you're gonna want to do is, if they root you, chances are they're gonna burst on you, at least if they're targeting you. You have to make sure that they're actually casting on you. So if they root you, you're gonna want to instantly pop Diffuse Magic, and if they Ice Nova you, you're gonna want to instantly Trink and pop Diffuse. You cannot sit Ice Nova right now, otherwise you lose. That goes with Pallies as well. Execution Sentence and all that all hits really hard. Pallies hit really fast, but they don't really hit hard. So if you diffuse, then a lot of their damage is just gone. Like, everything is bye-bye. So we're gonna run diffuse here. Maybe it's a 1v1. I can't tell. Not really big. Oh. Alright, so it's a lock and a boomy, so we have to run Diffuse Magic no matter what. I guess it's just me. Kind of lame. I don't really enjoy trying to 2v1, especially when it's a boomy and a lock. Like, it's already hard enough to kill one of them. So, we'll see how this goes. I don't think I'm pulling off a win here. Maybe though. You never know. Especially on this map, I can't get away. So they really want us to go on this lock. Alright, he opens up with everything so far. And of course okay. Pop Diffuse here. Instantly. Alright, he's instantly bursting into me. Alright. He trinked already. This guy's Mongo playing style is just rank 1 right now. Alright, if we can fist him, he's dead. Alright, he's dead. We're gonna sap him. Looks like they tried to give me a 1v1. Maybe, I guess. So, if I can just reset, that'd be nice. Now we're gonna have to play like a faggot here. We just have to run around this. Like, do not let him touch you. He can one-shot you pretty easily. But if we can just run around this and hope he doesn't go for res, maybe he's gonna leave. I don't know, he's just kind of standing there. If we can get one chi brute and get leg sweep off cooldown. Oh, he's just gonna lay down. Alright, great. Never let a monk just build up. Sap him here. Alright, here's where we go. Popper burst. Oh, he shrinks. This means he's lost. The second you shrink against a monk, you're pretty much done. God. This is what really pisses me off about boomies. It's just all these roots. Alright, fisting him. Alright, here's where we went. We didn't get even close to a kill, but we got Trink, we got pretty much everything. And now we just kind of sit here, and we build up. Alright, he's kind of pressuring us, he has Heart of the Wild up. I'm actually going to have to Trinket this in Karma. They buffed the shit out of all that. Alright, kicked him. Accidentally misclicked that and started fisting. Don't know why. Oh god, this is so obnoxious. All these roots are pretty obnoxious right now. Oh my god, I rolled into that. Alright, well, we won anyway. Even though I didn't play well at all, still won. I don't know why they tried to give me a 1v1, especially because the lock. Oh, they're from my server too. That's even better. Not sure why they tried to give me a 1v1, because locks do not fare well against windwalkers, especially locks that literally pop everything in the first opening 10 seconds of the match. So we'll queue again and hope that we actually get someone this time. It's actually nice to see how monks fare in 2v2s. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll do some 3v3s too later with like actual legit partners. So you can see how well we do. If I can get the correct ones, then I'll be probably running DK Windwalker or Ret Windwalker. It is pretty much a god comp. He has no health. We've automatically lost this, considering it's a Ret, one of our counter classes, and he has no gear. Is not looking good. Pro tip, please do not join, like, arenas when you have literally no gear. Like, it's one thing to have full Grievous or full Tyrannical or something, and when you literally have no gear, then it's a bit different. Well, I guess it doesn't matter that much with the lack of PvP power, but... Oh, gotta run the fuse here. If I want to have any chance of survival, have to run it. Alright, so we have big burst here. This red's gonna shit on us. Oh, we hit someone. We hit some. Oh gosh, it's a Christmas miracle. Shrinking this already. Stun the Sally. Alright, he shrinked that. If we can get a fist off here, this is pretty much the game. Alright, he bubbled. Partner's dead. No chance. Unless he could shrink that, which he can't, because unfortunately, he is not geared at all. Alright, well, Karma here. Let's see if I can get a sap on this pally. Can. I've pretty much accepted I'm dead, so I'm not really trying that much anymore. Ooh, great. I got him both in a fist. Maybe I can kill this rogue. Not possible. Never mind. It's not happening. Unless this pally just completely forgets about his teammate. Kick this pally. Oh, I'm stunned. So that means I'm dead, but maybe almost get a kill. Nah. So, we haven't gotten a good teammate yet. We haven't even, half the time we haven't even gotten a teammate. He essentially wasn't even a teammate, because he did nothing. But, if I actually had a legit teammate, I'm pretty sure we could have won that. Maybe if I played legit, in an actual sense that I could get a kill, I could probably win. I don't know. But Reds right now, Rogues too. Rogues are very hard for us to beat. unless you play super aggressive. Like, you're gonna want to, against the rogue, first thing on you, that's a stun. You have to nimble. That'll get rid of a lot of their incoming pressure, just because of what nimble does. So that'll get rid of a lot of their pressure there. And yeah, so we're gonna see if we can get a legit teammate. I'd probably queue random 3s, but if you go into the 2v2 ladders, it shows the 3v3 skirmish rankings. I know it doesn't matter that much, but it's kind of cool seeing your name like top 1000 in the world. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. And it's a fun little competition right now that you can at least do while you're waiting for the next season, specifically as PvPers. So as of this day, I was ranked like 1000, but I haven't done anything for a little bit. So yeah. Finally. Alright, Q popped. Let's see. What are we gonna get? Please, please, legit teammate. Alright, we got the rogue that we almost actually like could have killed. We have to run diffuse magic here. Just because Shadow Priest too. Shadow Priest, if we can kill that rogue, then I can 1v1 him easily. Alright, he's bragging that he beat me. Okay. He says I'm hot. Thank you. Blush, blush. Alright, so if we can kill this rogue, either one. Alright, so especially with rogues and Shadow Priests, you want to keep swapping. If the rogue's going to play like a scumbag and he's just going to run around half the game, then you want to just keep swapping as much as you physically can, because pressure is pressure. Like, doesn't matter what kind of pressure, pressure is a lot of pressure. Alright, looks like we get a stun here. This guy's probably dead, unless he shrinks. Alright, so this teammate knows what's up. I'm actually gonna wall here. Nibbling this. Let's see if we can get a stab. We did. Alright. So he actually... I'm gonna Karma. This is not a very good map for Windwalkers at all. Shrink that. I'm probably dead though, because we're all just getting shit on. Yep, I'm dead. So there's not really much you can do when you're, especially when you get a rogue teammate, just because they DR your stuff so much. So that's probably the worst comp you can run as a Windwalker. It's not really that beneficial in any way. Their buffs do not do anything good for you. I'm on a different computer, so like my mouse is inverted, or at least the buttons are inverted, so I keep dismounting instead of auto running. But yeah, that's the worst teammate you can get is a rogue. Because at least the other ones can do damage without stuns. Rogues don't do much damage. They just pressure so hard with stuns that it's not really fun for the other team. Oh, we got a legit teammate, but are we gonna get someone legit? Or are we gonna get like another team? If not, then I'll end the episode here, or the guide here. No point in wasting your time anymore. We are not. Alright, insta win, yay! Maybe. Yes, alright. Oh, free win. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more WoW, I guess. And bye.